I gotta take this down. Mike. Here we go. Good evening. I'd like to welcome everyone this evening to the January 24th council meeting of the City of Mayfield Heights. May I have a roll call, please?
Mr. Balstrea.
Present.
Mr. DeJohn.
Here.
Mr. Mano.
Here.
Mr. Monaco.
Here.
Mrs. Sabetta.
Here.
Mrs. Snyder.
Here.
Mrs. Teresi.
Here.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, liberty, and justice for all. Next is the approval of the minutes from our special organizational meeting on January 10th. I hope everyone has had time to read these minutes over. Is there a motion to approve the minutes?
Move.
Moved by Mr. Balstrea, second by Mr. Monaco. Are there any changes, amendments, or deletions to those minutes? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Nay? These minutes have been approved as written. Next, we will move to the approval of the minutes from our Committee of the Whole meeting on January 10th, 2022, and I hope everyone has had time to read these minutes. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Moved by Mrs. Teresi,
Second.
second by Mrs. Sabetta. Are there any changes, amendments, or deletions to those minutes?
Madam Chair,
Mr. Monaco.
I believe there's a couple changes that should be made. The first one is, right at the beginning, it says that they received preliminary city planning and zoning approval. I do not believe that we received any zoning approval. Secondly, the actual number for the square footage of the building is 30,814. I think we have listed it 33,201. Also, because if you add the community center, which is at 13,783, the aquatic center is, the rec center is 13,123, and the aquatic center is 3,908. I would come up with 30,814. And I believe that the pool deck is not even included in this figure, so we don't know exactly what it is. Although I believe that somewhere around 36,593 square feet. Also, the gym size is quoted in 9,000 square feet. And it's actually, this was on the drawing that we were submitted, that I have a copy right here. And I believe that the actual measurement is 9,184 square feet. Also, the drawing that we received here, the dimension for the same gym is 6,800 square feet. So we have figures that they don't agree on any of these papers, so I don't know exactly which one is correct.
Mr. Monaco, did you want to amend these minutes? Or I mean, they were taken from the actual meeting.
Yes.
So we have to make an addendum to the,
Correct.
to this.
We should amend them to
But we-
actually reflect the actual numbers.
Okay, we can't really amend something that wasn't in the meeting minutes,
Well,
right?
thank you, Madam President. I think, what's in the actual minutes is what was said, not what is on the actual paper copy. So let us look over that. We'll check it and see which is correct. And
Okay,
we
I
could
just
always
wanted-
amend
We
it.
can always amend it.
I just want to point it out that those numbers are incorrect.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, Madam President, let's not approve it until it's checked out. I'd like to make that motion.
There's a motion to not approve this evening and a second by Mr. Mano. Okay. All in favor signify by,
Okay, we can't make a motion in the negative. We're hearing from our clerk of council. So we can make a motion to wait for the amended minutes to come out before we vote on this, can't we?
Has there been a motion to approve?
That's assuming the minutes are incorrect. I think the minutes were taken right from the tape. So, I'm questioning whether or not they're incorrect or not. Where did you get your numbers from, Mr. Monaco?
I got it directly from Mr. Trotta, and also if you look at the minutes, they were submitted to the Planning Commission on 12/20/21. The number is 33,000.
Okay, I'm just saying, those minutes reflect what happened at this meeting, not at the Planning Commission meeting. So I think it would be proper to just hold these minutes for this meeting and go back and see if those numbers are incorrect or not. Because I'm sure Mrs. Lloyd took those numbers right from what was said at the meeting.
Mr. Murphy, I agree that the numbers are correct as are written, although I am disputing the fact that those numbers are not correct.
Okay. Why don't you just hold them for a meeting and we'll double check and make sure that the numbers in the minutes are those that were projected and reflected at the meeting.
Thank you.
Okay. Motion to hold.
I need a motion to hold these minutes from this evening's meeting.
Moved.
Moved by Mr. Mano, second by Mr. DeJohn. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Nay? Okay, we will hold these minutes until further information can be provided. Next is the approval of the minutes from our council meeting on January 10th, 2022. Has everyone had time to read these minutes? Is there a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Monaco, second by Mr. DeJohn. Are there any changes to these minutes? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Nay. These minutes have now been approved as written. At this time, I would like to make a motion to deviate from tonight's original agenda and move Resolution 2022-10 to be read now.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Balestrea
Second.
and second by Mrs. Teresi. Roll call on deviating from the original agenda.
Mr. Mano,
Yes.
Mr. Balstria.
Yes.
Mr. DeJohn,
Yes.
Mrs. Sabetta,
Yes.
Mrs. Teresi,
Yes.
Mr. Monaco.
Yes.
Mrs. Snyder.
Yes. So this evening, we have a special presentation, and I would like to read this proclamation. Mr. Murphy, can I have Chief Bittner, please come forward. Resolution number.
Mayor's going to read it.
No, I know. 2022-10, Mr. Murphy.
Resolution 2022-10, a resolution awarding a proclamation and commending Chief Fred W. Bittner upon his retirement from the Police Department of the City of Mayfield Heights, Ohio. First reading.
Is there a motion to suspend the rules?
Moved.
Moved by Mr. Mano,
Second.
second by Mrs. Sabetta. Roll call on the motion to suspend.
Mr. DeJohn.
Yes.
Mr. Monaco.
Yes.
Mrs. Teresi.
Yes.
Mr. Balstria.
Yes.
Mr. Mano.
Yes.
Mrs. Sabetta.
Yes.
Mrs. Snyder.
Yes. At this point, I just want to commend you on your years of service, Chief. Your hard work and dedication will be missed. Thank you for all that you've done for our city and for all of us. All right. Roll call on the motion to approve.
Is there a second, a first and a second for that?
Oh,
Second.
move. Second, Mr. DeJohn.
First.
And first, Mrs. Sabetta. Okay. Roll.
Mrs.
Go ahead.
Mrs. Teresi.
Yes.
Mrs. Sabetta.
Yes.
Mr. Monaco.
Yes.
Mr. Mano.
Yes.
Mr. DeJohn.
Yes.
Mr. Balstria.
Yes.
Mrs. Snyder.
Yes. Resolution 2022-10 has been approved. Mayor.
Thank you, Madam President. This is a proclamation presented to Chief Fred Bittner in recognition of his service to the city of Mayfield Heights. Whereas Chief Bittner prepared for his career in law enforcement by attaining a Bachelor of Arts from Myers University and a master's degree in criminal justice from Troy University, Chief Bittner has worked in law enforcement for over 30 years. And whereas Chief Bittner was hired as a full-time patrol officer in Mayfield Heights on June 28th, 1989, he was promoted to sergeant on June 17th, 1996. On August 2nd, 1999, he earned a promotion to lieutenant and was promoted to chief of police on November 2nd, 2012. And whereas Chief Bittner, driven by his passion, served numerous roles within the department. He was a field training officer, the commander of the SPAN crisis response, and earned professional recognition graduating from the 207th session of the FBI National Academy in Quantico, Virginia. And whereas Chief Bittner initiated several programs within the department, including the Bicycle Patrol Unit and the Honor Guard Unit. And whereas Chief Bittner continued his commitment to serve the community, creating the Community Operations Office, which operates numerous programs, including the Citizens Police Academy, Citizens Academy for Teenage Students, CATS Academy, Neighborhood Watch Program, National Night Out, Holiday Food Drive, Shop with a Cop, ALICE training, and the Home and Business Safety Assessment. And whereas Chief Bittner changed the culture of the police department through his leadership skills, dedication, and guidance, he promoted officers processing leadership qualities, and he helped lead the department to earn the Commission on Accreditation for Law Enforcement, CALIA, in March 2021. The national accreditation is the gold standard for public safety. And whereas the city of Mayfield Heights wishes to extend our appreciation to Chief Bittner for his many significant contributions to the police department and the community, and wish him a well-earned respite, quality time to spend with his 3 children, and many years of happiness with his wife Leslie in Florida. And now, therefore, I, Anthony DeSico, by virtue of the authority vested in me as mayor of the city of Mayfield Heights, state of Ohio, and on behalf of the entire city council, the administration, and all present, do hereby officially congratulate Chief Fred W. Bittner upon his retirement and extend best wishes for continued success, good health, and much happiness in the years to come, and assure him that the city of Mayfield Heights will remain forever enriched by his devoted service. In witness whereof, I have hereto subscribed my name and caused the seal of the city of Mayfield Heights to be affixed this 24th day of January, 2022. Congratulations. We also have a plaque for the chief commemorating his service to the years in the city.
Thank you very much, Mayor. Thank you, council. Thank you, members of the community. It's very nice that I happened to time this up on a night where we had a big group here, and I can thank the members of the city that I proudly served for 32 years. The programs, the things I did were designed to help you all in your community and have a safer, place to live and call home. And I've enjoyed it serving here and working with my fellow employees that are going to remain and keep you safe and keep the city moving in the right direction. And I'm going to be moving in the direction south of Florida for the winter to avoid that white stuff that's out there now. But I appreciate it, everybody, the mayor and council. Thank you very much.
Next on the agenda this evening is correspondence and announcements. Does any member of council have any correspondence or announcements?
Members.
Mr. DeJohn.
So I want to play something that a resident wanted to address to us. So I'll
My name is Beverly Horsack. I live at 1521 Parker Drive. I just been having an issue with a neighbor at 1525 Parker Drive, the Powell family, Powell. They have consistently left their light on for 12 to 18 hours a night. The light is very bright. It comes into my house. I have gotten new curtains, new blinds, whatever, to keep the light from coming in my home. I can't even go downstairs in my laundry room without the light shining.
It stopped.
My name is Beverly Horsack. I live
Apologize.
at 1521 Parker Drive. I just been having an issue with a neighbor at 1525 Parker Drive, the Powell family, Powell. They have consistently left their light on for 12 to 18 hours a night. The light is very bright. It comes into my house. I have gotten new curtains, new blinds, whatever, to keep the light from coming in my home. I can't even go downstairs in my laundry room without the light shining on all my detergents that I have on a shelf. I've done nothing to these people. I don't understand why they're allowed to have a bright light shining into my home, shining into my garage, shining into my backyard. It even comes into my bathroom. I shouldn't have to be told how to live in my home by Mr. Powell going up to the building department saying that she should get darkening shades and keep them closed. This is my home. I thought there was freedom in my home. I didn't think I had to live under someone's order. I've lived here all my life, and I'm 64 years old, and I've never had such a disrespectful, vindictive, narcissist neighbor as he is. So I asked for help from the city. Lenny has helped me in the building department. Tom Teresi has helped me in the building department. Tom Jameson has helped me in the building department, and they all think this is wrong. So I'm asking if you would like this in your house, in your backyard, in your bedroom, and you can't even open a window when you want to open a window a crack without lighting up your whole bedroom. Just think about how aggravating and how upsetting you would be if you couldn't live in your home and feel safe.
So that's the shelf with all her cleaning detergent on there. One of her rooms in her house. This is her garage. You can see that. Upstairs in her house.
Yeah, they didn't turn.
Kind of hard to see. One of her windows with blinds on it, as you can see. Neighbor's house. This is her bedroom upstairs. Outside of the house. There's another photo of that. And here's her garage. I did talk with Mr. Murphy about legislation for light pollution. We currently don't have any, according to this resident. And I did look, we only have it for commercial property. We don't have any for residential property. So I would like to refer this to the building committee to write up legislation that if somebody's going to keep lights on all night, that they should either have motion detection sensing or they should be regulated with the lumens when it comes on, or maybe both, and it should be shielded, definitely should be shielded. So I think we can refer this to the building committee, and we should
Since
act
we-
on this as fast as we can.
Since we don't have legislation on it, we can do legislative and building possibly.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
Okay.
And after the assignments are made this evening, I'll address whoever is on that committee to go ahead and schedule a meeting for you.
Okay, great, thank
Okay.
you. And
Thank
just
you.
not to change the subject, but I do have the waste legislation now completed, so I'll give you a copy to give to Mr. Murphy so he can write it, but I did make some necessary changes in it so it can pass through committee as quickly as possible. Thank you.
Perfect, thank you.
Madam President?
Mayor,
I think meanwhile, while you're working on legislation, maybe we should have the community relations officers maybe go try to talk to the neighbors and see if we can get something done quicker rather than waiting for legislation.
okay. I can email Mr. Paquette and Mr. Woods.
So, Madam President, this has gone to court, but I guess our prosecutor said he didn't have any basis to prosecute this ban, and the building department saying if you create legislation, then that'll give them some basis to prosecute.
Okay. Thank you for all the information you provided for us. Did you have something else?
Yeah, no, just the waste legislation.
Okay. Oh. All right, thank you. All right. Mrs. Tracy.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. I do have 2 emails that I have been asked to read by the residents. Dear Mayfield Heights Council, I purchased my home at 6560 Gates Mills Boulevard 42 years ago, where the highest real estate is located in Mayfield Heights because of the beautiful median strip, which offers privacy, security, and beautiful views from our neighborhood. The median strip is a treasure that is enjoyed by all who are passing by. The whole of Gates Mills Boulevard, including Gates Mills and Pepper Pike sections, is a treasure that must be preserved for future generations. We are now faced with a mayor that would desecrate our 3/4 mile section of the boulevard by paving over, building on, and totally destroying the beauty of mature trees and green grass. He proposes to replant with 1-inch trees that will be beautiful in 10 years. This is ridiculous. This proposed trail will connect with nothing and goes nowhere. This mayor is trying to connect with our median strip to the government-assisted housing on Marsal, Walmart, which is trash heaven, and Eastgate Shopping Center. This definitely affects the security which I currently feel in my home. I now have the luxury of having packages left at my front door without having them stolen, and should I forget to lock my front door, no worries. Our mailboxes are also located at the street and could easily be tampered with. Our mayor's latest proposal suggests that 240 people a day will use this trail in season. With eliminating the parking on the median strip, these visitors will have to park on Long Ridge, which runs along the east side of my property. Now I have to worry about strangers that may trespass into my in-ground pool area and traffic and parking on the side street. This situation will definitely create a major hazard, not only for my own property, but for school bus access and local traffic ingress and egress. In closing, let me say that my husband, the Honorable James F. Kilcoyne, and I are 100% against the trail. We have spoken with appraisers of real estate and have been told our real estate values will be negatively impacted if this trail goes forward. If it becomes necessary, we are prepared to litigate this matter. Please don't let it come to this. Patricia Alvarez and Judge James F. Kilcoyne, sent from their iPad. That was one, and the second email was from Kelly Thompson. My name is Kelly Thompson. My partner, Michael Halapi, and I live at 6330 Eastendale. I chose this location 15 years ago because of the neighborhood tranquility being so close to so many necessities, yet the fact that it is hidden and not part of the hustle and bustle of the city. Michael and I oppose the trail proposal. So many of my neighbors have done due diligence and found so many reasons why this is a bad idea, from increased traffic and safety issues to poorly executed planning, a lack of true transparency to the community, and the possibility of future additions that would truly disrupt the tranquility of why residents chose to live in the neighborhood, not to mention that my specific neighborhood will be impacted by the lack of parking concern. Also, there had been mentioned that the trail will connect with other communities to ours. How and when would this happen? Those of us that live in the impacted community see how dangerous the intersections are at times. The Cedar Road crossing is challenging for drivers on a regular basis. Wrong-way turns, I've witnessed many over the years. Drivers are confused at the Woodhawk roundabout all the time, and now you want to add crosswalks to that mix. Even though the bicyclists want equal rights as cars and claim to respect the rules of the road, they just don't. If there isn't cross-traffic, cyclists just go. I don't see that changing either. Just because there is funding for something non-essential doesn't mean we have to force the square peg into the round hole. The travel project is an unnecessary waste of funding. Please focus on making our community a safer place to live. I will continue to use the Metro Parks for my trail walks as I've been doing my whole life. We are so fortunate to have that amazing system in our backyard. Please vote no for the proposed Gates Mills Trail. Thank you, Kelly Thompson and Michael Hallaby. Those were the two emails I received to be read this evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Tressi. Is there anybody else that would like? Mr. DeJohn?
I have a couple emails for Gates Mills. The first one, dear gentlemen, I hope you read the article by Steve Litt on Cleveland.com. The article covers all good reasons to support a planned medium trail on Gates Mills Boulevard. Your opposition to this project is weak in comparison. If you succeed in killing it, I will campaign for your opponents when you're up for re-election. Don't discount the power of social media. Also, don't assume I'm a young person because I'm 68. He's just a little bit older than I am. The next is, I live at 6420 Eastendale Road, and I am opposed to the Gates Mills Boulevard project. Just to get to the middle to walk a trail that goes nowhere. I also believe the trail that goes to nowhere is not a good idea. The money invested in this project could be better used in paving Eastendale, which has not been redone in almost 20 years. Again, I do not support this project. You are free to read this at the next council meeting. Yes, this is from, I can't really pronounce the name. Can you help me, please?
Amina Brahim Jimenez.
Thank you. That's okay. This next email was from Susan Ryder. I am against the project proposed to go down the median of Gates Mills Boulevard. I do not understand the big deal with connecting all communities around Cleveland with these paths. We have been without them so long and do not need for our city to spend the funds to create, maintain, or repair these paths. These funds can be used for something more useful. And the real cyclist enthusiast will still use the road because they can't ride fast enough on the path. Thank you for letting me submit my opinion, Susan Ryder. Now, there was a few more that were sent to us that Mrs. Snyder's going to read.
Does anybody else have any comments? Okay. I have quite a few letters here. Most of the letters were addressed to all members of council, and just some to myself and a few to myself and Mrs. Tressi. So I will read as many that asked to be read this evening for the record, but we have a stack. Mr. Ward has the other stack of a lot of the other emails that have come, that we either read at the last meeting or were just addressed to us. So the first is from Lisa Gill. Dear Council President Snyder and the rest of City Council, my husband sent the email below earlier, and I would like to add to it. I am writing in support of the Greenway project up for vote in Mayfield Heights. I moved with my husband from Beechwood to Mayfield Heights 2.5 years ago, and we are very happy with our location. I love so many things about the area. However, I am really missing a place to walk near my neighborhood, which is what most of the neighboring communities do have. When I was living in Beechwood, I would meet up with my neighbors to walk at the Beechwood Park on a weekly basis, and we truly loved it. I I have tried to walk along Gates Mills by the median to get to our other neighborhoods to walk around, but there is really too much traffic to be safe. Using the large median area and converting it into a walking path for Mayfield Heights residents would not only be a much better use of land, but would also be a wonderful addition to the community and deserves more planning and consideration. Please vote in favor of the Greenway project, and thank you for your time. Lisa Gill, Bridgeport Way. Dear Council President Snyder and the rest of the City Council, my wife and I moved to Mayfield Heights 2.5 years ago and have really enjoyed the location. However, what is missing is a walking path. The Greenway project appears to be a logical extension of what our neighboring communities have already done. Prior to our move to Mayfield Heights, we lived in Beechwood for 27 years, and the path they created in the median on Shaker Boulevard was a great addition. In fact, it was such a great idea, the Shaker added on an extension to that path. We walked with neighbors, walked our dog, rode bikes, and enjoyed the path very much. I am sure that the median on Gates Mills could be used the same way. Additionally, there is too much foot traffic on Gates Mills, and with limited sidelines due to the rolling topography, it is often hazard to both pedestrians and the drivers. The lack of sidewalks creates the environment where neighbors are not mobile unless they drive. I understand the hesitancy to add in which what could be viewed as public meeting place and have non-residents walking through the neighborhood, but as a frequent user of an alternative walking area within close proximity, I don't see that as an issue. We are close to Acacia Park at Metro Parks off Assam Center, Beechwood Shaker, Medium Pass, and others, and those are all safe locations. The median in the Gates Mills project on your plate today. I have attached for your reference some points as it relates to Sean Ward and the article quoted. And then he has a bunch of points. Political, 2 instances where he appears political, refers to trashed by a last-minute reversal in political support, and vocal minority of residents opposed to the project. Shouldn't he just present facts to council and residents? Fair and balanced, 5 cases that do not appear to be to represent both sides. Reference to outgoing Police Chief Bittner. This is strictly an opinion and leads the reader and resident with a biased approach. A discussion about no indicator of increase in crime. Where are the statistics to back up this opinion? This is biased. Reference to a poll on 31 of 57 residents. Again, where are supporting documents and the other side of the discussion? Inflammatory language. 1 case where he refers to the approval as a no-brainer, a direct insult to persons not in line with his thinking. Deceit, information avoidance, 3 cases. During the no-brainer paragraph, he finally alludes to the real person, or for the reason the project with NOACA regional plan. However, he is careful not to mention the agency, nor provide a clear picture for the residents and the readers to make the thoughtful decision. The other 2 cases involve discussion on surrounding political figures and in the November Community Connection letter. Cherry-picking testimonials who have vested interest in the project from outside our community. FYI, the Pepper Pike Brainerd Roundabout project took a couple of years and many disruptions to that section. I rarely see anyone using as I pass around that area often. I am certain it costs a lot of money. Discrimination, 1 case. Seriously, he states that persons opposed to the project over 80 years old, and they are not the future of Pepper Pike. Enough said, coming from a non-resident. A threat and inappropriate. The article names current council members DeJohn and Mano and sounds like a call to action. Also, Sean states it's frustrating. While understandable for his frustration due to his learnings, his role is to present facts and let City Council decide. As for the call to action, you should all be concerned, and censure serious discussion should be recommended for the Recreation Director. An inflammatory 1, certainly the most disturbing, however not certain who made the statement, either the writer or Sean. Under the paragraph titled Possible Canyard, its reference is race and crime. In all my years here, I have never come across this, and to write this in an article is a cause for concern. Best regards, Rick Jaworby on Woodhawk Drive. Okay. Hi, my name is Stephanie Johnson, and I am emailing to express my support for the creation of Gates Mills Connector Trail. My husband and I recently purchased our first home in Mayfield Heights on Gates Mills Boulevard, and one of the things that really drew us to the neighborhood was the possibility of a beautiful community green space a few steps away from our home. Gates Mills Boulevard does not have any sidewalks, and we would love to be able to take walks to exercise and connect with our neighbors. We also firmly believe that everyone in Mayfield Heights deserves access to green space. We really hope the City Council votes in favor of moving forward with the Gates Mills Boulevard Connector Trail. We also hope that some of the amenities that were removed from the plan, such as benches, would be reintroduced. Sincerely, Stephanie Johnson and Warren Boyd, and they live on Gates Mills Boulevard. This is from, hello, my name is James Goodwin. I vote and own my own home on Eastendale Road. I am not able to attend the meeting on 110, but would like my message to be read to the public, and it wasn't that evening. So my wife and I are in favor of building a trail without significant amenities along the median of Gates Mills Boulevard to provide a safe and walking and biking path for my family. I agree that significant amenities should not be added to the median. However, adding a walking trail that is largely paid for seems like one of the easiest decisions council should face all year. To oppose a simple walking and biking trail is essentially taking a stand against sidewalks, which makes no sense. Gates Mills Boulevard is one of the fewest streets in the city without a sidewalk, and I ask residents of the street to join the rest of the city. Gates Mills Boulevard is already used by bikers and walkers, and it would be much safer to have a trail. To opponents who say a trail in the median is unsafe, I ask are sidewalks unsafe in the rest of the city? Should we ban or tear up sidewalks on busy streets to make Mayfield Heights less connected? It just does not make sense to oppose this measure on the basis of safety or cost. This would not be an attraction. This would not be an attraction that would bring people from across the area. Instead, the trail would be primarily used by local residents, and it would be nice to have another safe path to walk on with my family. This measure is an easy, low-cost win for Mayfield Heights. I ask for City Council to please vote in favor of moving forward with the trail. Thank you, James Goodwin. Jennifer Carlino. Good afternoon. My name is Jennifer Carlino. I vote, I own my home, and I live at 6442 Fairhaven Road. I am not able to attend the council meeting, so I would like my message to be read at the meeting and entered into public record. I am in favor of the building of.